I just did a video on Michael's new knit and sew rollout, and I received over 400 comments from all of you, from sewists and quilters, and just people in general that love to learn how to sew, from beginners to tailors who are retired. It's amazing how many comments I got. And what you were all saying about Michael's, I was noticing it's actually something a lot bigger about fabric right now. So a lot of you went into your Michael's, expecting to find fabrics after Joann's closed because of the announcements. You're on YouTube. Guess what you see on YouTube? Michael's commercials about the knit and sew shop, right? So we all had an expectation going into our Michael's. So I did a video. My experience has been very different than most of yours because I had actually a good experience at my Michael's. But over and over again in these comments, the majority of them, there's barely any fabric. The fabric that there is just, you might have a quarter of an aisle of just novelty license prints. Or you're saying that it's just for quilting or just for crafters, just for beginner sewists, that there's nothing really for people who make dresses and coats and bags and, the things that a lot of people make now that Michael's isn't carrying those fabrics. So also that you have to take or there's no place to cut it, or the people don't know how to cut it. They can't do less than a yard because they can't do the math. You have to bring it back to the art frame department to get it cut in a lot of situations. So there was a lot of this going on in the comment section. I realized something. But before we go on to what I realized, I just wanted to say, if this is a good video for you, if you like this conversation that you're having with me, please take a second. It's free. Just like this video. Subscribe to me if you haven't. Go watch my journey video first if you want to question whether you should subscribe to my channel or not. Then please comment, especially sharing what you're seeing in your area. Anytime you make a comment on a video, YouTube pushes it out to a lot of other sewers. So that's how YouTube knows whether it's a video worth sharing. So they will push it out for us. And that really helps more of us to understand content that I'm giving. And honestly, your comments are what makes these videos possible because I learn so much from you. It also, you guys give me the ideas of what the next video should be, that I can take what I've learned from you, put it together in a presentation, and then give it back to you and help you. So also, if you watched all the way to the end, please use the little thread emoji and let me know that you watched it to the end. So this isn't just about Michael's. This is about the kind of fabric that's actually available right now locally, right? And there's a big difference between fabric for quilting, fabric for crafting, and fabric for garment sewing. We used very different. So let's just say, you want to make a little book sleeve, or no, let's just say, because I have this right here, you want to make a little fabric blanket for your granddaughter or grandson or great-grandson or something. You can go and get some nice flannel, right? Now this flannel here is not the highest grade flannel. This is a flannel that you can find at Hobby Lobby, for instance. Now, that would be great, but I wouldn't go make a wedding gown out of this, right? Obviously. So there's or an evening gown, or even a dress, or maybe even grown-up pajamas. So anyway, that's a lot of stores are leaning really towards this crafting side, is what I have noticed a lot. Not just from what I've seen, but from what you're telling me in the comments. And honestly, I just really didn't know where to buy fabric online either, because through Joann's closing, Michael's not having what we need, Hobby Lobby, sometimes I'll go in and I need 10 yards and there's only 1.5 yard on the bolt. So I had to then trust to go to Michael's online, Hobby Lobby online, and start buying fabric. So I started, another thing that I noticed is, so I buy fabric, and a lot of people want to know, a lot of your questions were, where are you buying your fabric from? So I buy my fabric from Michael's online, Hobby Lobby online. I buy it from Hancock's of Paducah. I buy it from Marshall's Dry Goods, a company called Fabric Company, but their website is thefabriccompany.com. I buy it from Sewing Parts Online. That's another, they have beautiful fabrics there. And where else do I buy it? I'm trying to think. Oh, from Etsy sellers. I bought some really beautiful, let me just show you this one real quick. I should have brought it out before, but look at these beautiful pink bows. I bought this one from at Seller on Etsy. Yeah, I don't edit my videos, so you get all the mistakes. And then along with that, I got these beautiful, I can't never find these beautiful stripes. So this is what this, I'm making some tote bags, and they're gonna be like with these colors. So that's that I got those from an Etsy seller. And then I do buy my Baroques and some of my very nice, let me see if I have any on that I could just grab for you real quick. Probably not. Maybe this one here. Oh, it's probably too high for me. We'll try to get it in. I'll get it another time and show you. But I have a video on it. I do buy those from Temu because Temu has local sellers. And in the garment district in LA, there's a place in Los Angeles called the Fabric District or Garment District. And they have a lot of shops, local shops that sell fabrics. And those shops set up a shop on Temu, and you can buy directly from them. Anyway, a lot of people say that the reason they don't want to buy fabric online is because they want to touch it and feel it. But as I discovered that, because I was the same way, but I discovered it's not really so much about the feeling and the touching, but the trust. So it's all about trust. Do I trust this company to send me what they say they're going to send me? Do I trust that this cotton, like let's say it's simple. There's some cottons that are easy. If it's Westcott, is that the name of it? Yeah, Westcott, then you know it should be Westcott fabric when it gets to you, right? And you can just return it if it isn't. Kona fabrics, so Kona cotton, that's another cotton that a lot of us know about, and you'll know just by ordering that that's what you're ordering, okay? But now, when you're getting into a realm of different designers, I also know that Kaufman has really good fabrics, so I'm gonna buy his. His are always high quality. So if you get to know the designers of the fabrics, then you can look for places where those designers are selling those fabrics. And I will tell you, Michaels Online has most of those designers already selling on their platform. Because again, Michaels has turned the Michaels website into a marketplace, just like Amazon is not Amazon. It is a marketplace of millions of different people, just like you and me, trying to start a business, and we're selling our products and our fabrics online. Same with like Etsy sellers. It's the same thing. So I have found that as you order, you build that trust with that company. So let's go back to my Wawak orders, Wawak doesn't sell fabric, but let's talk about the trust we have in Wawak. Those of us that order from it, we have absolute trust in that company, right? And but the first time we ordered, we didn't know if we could trust it or not. It wasn't until we got their great customer service. It wasn't until, all of these other factors come into play. And now we really, really like Wawak if we order from them, right? So it's going to be the same thing with whoever you establish a relationship with online for buying your fabrics. So after you order a few times from the same company, you're going to develop that trust. And then the importance of touching and feeling starts to go away a little bit, And just remember, with most companies, just make sure you check their return policy and make sure that you can return the fabric if it is not what they say it's going to be. I love local fabric stores, and I love to have local places that sell fabric. Unfortunately, not everyone can afford that. And a lot of places don't have local shops. So you might live in a town where your nearest local shop is 2 hours away. So that's not cost effective or time effective for you. And as we get older, we realize how little time, how precious time really is. And we need to make the best use of what we have left. So that's one of the main things that I think about when I'm purchasing online. So it's not about online versus offline, right? It's more about finding the fabric that's going to work for what you are designing, what you are making. All right. So I want to hear from you now. I want to hear from you in the comments after everything that you've been seeing around you, the videos you've been watching, whether it's mine or somebody else's. Are you just going to a local store to buy your fabric, or are you beginning that process of buying fabric online, or have you been buying fabric online for a long time? I would love to know what your experience is with that. And if you have watched this all the way through, please drop that little emoji, the little thread emoji. And another thing I want you to know is in the description, I am going to put a link. A lot of you have asked me for a tutorial on how to place orders online. And so I do have some. I have one on Marshall's Dry Goods. I have one on Fabrics Wholesale Directs. I have one on Michael's. I have one on Hobby Lobby. I don't have one on Temu. I just talk about that one. But anyway, so I have a lot of videos that go through, and I even have some screen shares for you. So those will be linked in the description so that if that's what you're looking for, I can help you find that. I'm so glad you stayed till the end. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.